Okay, we're on live. Jaime, you're on.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for another edition of Rolling with the Punches Sunday night edition. Today we have a super great guest. Formerly, I guess, out here from Los Angeles, now in Indianapolis. Is that correct, champion?
Yes, sir.
Lamon, Brewster.
Indianapolis. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I'm LA at heart, though. Don't get it twisted.
All right. Well, you know, this champion right here that we're going to be discussing with some interesting things that we had a prior conversation earlier. But not only, you know, when you become a champion, you're always a champion. So you're the champ. But man, you took out one of the greatest fighters of heavyweight history, one of the Klitschko brothers, Vladimir Klitschko. So, I mean, man, who could say that? So we're honored to have you on the show. We have Dave Contreras. He's usually out there in Fort Lauderdale, but he's here in California for one more day. We're getting ready to fly out tomorrow morning. We have Dave Trujillo from House of Pain, and then myself, and we should have Mighty Mike. Is Mighty Mike going to be coming aboard today, John?
He said he was. He hasn't come on board. As soon as he does, I'll click him in, and he'll be joining us.
So we have former world champion as well, Mighty Mike Manchondo coming up. But champion, we thank you. First of all, man, how's the weather over there where you're at?
You know, man, it's weird, man, because you would think at this time of the year in the Midwest it would be real hot. But we've been having some fall-like type weather, man. It's been crazy. One day it's hot, one day it's cold. Next day it feels like fall. So it's just been a lot of changes, man. This weather is off the chain.
That's kind of what we're experiencing here in California as well, champ. But I definitely something going on.
Right.
Hey, champ, one quick question. So what made you leave the beautiful LA, the beautiful traffic of LA, the beautiful weather of LA, the beautiful people of LA for Indianapolis? What took you to Indianapolis?
You know what, man? I'm gonna be honest with you and tell you I have to blame this one on God, man, because my heart is in LA and everything is about LA. I miss In-N-Out Burger like a crackhead misses crack. You hear me?
Yeah.
But you know, the thing of it is, since you know, God gave me he put it in my spirit to come back, man. And for some reason, I never had a plan on coming back to Indianapolis, Indiana, because my heart is in LA. But when I got back here, man, I saw such a desperate need for the help of mentors, these young men out here in the streets are killing each other, man. I'm 2-3 hours away from Chicago. And man, I mean, in my city, there's a killing like every day, like it's a big city. And I mean, sometimes it's multiple killings. And it just, since I've been here, man, these young men, I didn't realize how many young men, young women are growing up in the Midwest, all over the country that don't have fathers, man, that don't have mentors. So it's really worked out, man, because I've really been able to help these young men.
Yeah.
Champion, can you kind of let the audience out there know basically what your plan is as a gathering? I heard you're gathering former world champions, and you're creating a program to help these kids off the streets, just like you mentioned. Well, not just kids, sometimes these young adults, man, they're still stuck in that. And but if we don't help them, then they carry that on. They carry that down, and that's where the cycle keeps on continuing. And but with Rolling with the Punches, just know that we are 110% with you on anything that you're going to do over there. We will cover the things that you're what you're doing with the champions you're involved. We would love to be that channel that covers this, because that's what we're about, man. Dave out there works with tons of kids, getting them off the street. Dave, same thing. We have a lot of kids in different programs, but in different gyms surrounding us. That we kind of just bounce off each other and help each other with keeping these kids off the streets. But we also have mentor programs, and we're going to discuss that with you at a later date. But man, I'm excited because for somebody to actually see the need and actually do something about it, I mean, that's awesome. So we thank you for that.
Thank you, Jaime. And I just want to say, man, what Brewster's Place is, man. Brewster's Place is the boxing gym. It's the boxing gym mentality outside of the boxing gym. So in a boxing gym, when you come into a boxing gym, nobody cares who you are in terms of what color you are. Nobody cares if you're rich, poor, if you can fight or if you can't fight. We are there for the same common denominator, which is the love of the sport, no matter who you are or where you're from. And so what I've done was I've taken Brewster's Place to make it a boxing family outside of the boxing gym. And these dog tags that I'm asking everybody to become a part of the Brewster's Place family, and you get the colors of the Brewster's Place logo, whatever color that you want, that'll be your chapter. Every champ in every state is going to have his own chapter of Brewster's Place. And then what we're going to do, just like Buster Douglas over in Ohio, he was going to bring a team of 12 to the Midwest, and I'm gonna get a team of 12, and it's gonna be Indiana, Lamon Brewster versus Buster Douglas, Ohio, and we're gonna meet in the ring. Every time this fighter goes to the ring, I'm gonna go to the ring, and we're gonna stand face to face and support with our fighters, and that's what we're gonna do around the whole country. And we asking everybody to come under this banner of Brewster's Place. So when you see these dog tags, if I'm a world champion and I'm out and I see a young man or young woman wearing these dog tags, for the first time in history, I'm going to acknowledge that person as part of my family, because we are one big family, and it's time for the boxing world to show the world how we are as a family. We stick together. If you ever out and you see me out, you got your tags. By the law of Brewster's Place laws, I have to have your back, because that's what family do. So that's what we're going to do. Starting, man, listen, Ray Mercer, Chris Bird, Riddick Bowe, Layla Ali, dude, the list goes down and down and down. And we got people that we want, where we're going to be paying these champions for the first time in the history. Once a champ retires, he or she will be able to make a living being a mentor through the Brewster's Place program, and they'll have a chapter under them where we'll be able to offer jobs to these young people, whether it's doing landscaping, whether it's doing construction, whether it's into the music industry. I mean, all these things we do under one roof, man. We're going to have our own local radio channels, and they're all going to connect around the whole United States. Every champ is going to have his own channel, and so we're only going to be playing music that are coming from local artists in those cities, and it'll be local artists meeting local artists, and we're just going to be our own community, man, like the boxing is today.
Well,
I'm gonna tell you something, champ. Everything that you just mentioned, all of us here that's on the line have a connection to exactly what you're saying. We have a connection with music. We have a connection with promotions. I think the Buster Douglas and your fighters versus his fighters. Dave Trujillo has a casino that I think would be an awesome promotion to do here.
Well, I'm gonna make sure you got my number. I want you to call me, man, because if we don't do so, we are in charge of tomorrow. Because everything that these young men do later in life is going to be as a result of what we do or not do. And you remember it say when you die, God said, I ain't going to judge you. He said, I ain't going to judge you because you good or bad. He said, I'm going to judge you by your deed. And I've had the worst people in the world do the best things for me. And I've had the worst people in the world do the best things for me. You know, so the thing that I'm trying to say is we got. And we got to step up just like the brotherhood in boxing. In a gym, if your brother ain't doing what he supposed to do in the gym, hey, man, pick it up. Or, hey, man, good job. We got to do that same thing outside of the ring if we expect results down the road. Because remember, we're going to pass these young people the baton on running this world for us. And depending on what we show them today is what they're going to deliver tomorrow.
Well, you know what, Champ? I'm telling you, I might be speaking out of line here, but you have a formal invitation from Coach Dave Trujillo. Clear your calendar, September 11th. You need to come to his gym. He's having his grand opening, and I'm sure that we could get Mike Achondo, a former world champion, to be part of your program, and it could represent House of Pain. And now we have a chapter in Temecula. Dave, Coach Dave, it's all yours.
Well, you know, I could possibly bring Chris Bird in too. He's been in my gym on a couple of occasions.
That's my cousin.
Is that your cousin?
Yes,
I love that. I love that man. I can't believe he's coming back and fighting at what I think he's 168 or 154. Proud of him. And he still's got the dog in him.
Yeah, he's fighting at vegan weight. He's a vegan. He's fighting at vegan weight.
Yeah, no kidding. But he you know, I think he's got two replaced hips.
Yeah.
And you know, the way he moves around that ring is just phenomenal. You know, he came in through another club, but I got to meet him, and we have his number as well too. So I'd like to get your number in the end. Let's make this thing happen because you know, number one, you are what we are all about, and I'm sure we are what you are all about. You know, we go by the boxing saves more lives than it'll ever take, and we believe in teaching our kids and the youth young. In the boxing world is just a beautiful sport that everybody enjoys. I've got everything from little boys and little girls that have never seen nothing but a computer screen or a video game, and these kids are falling in love with the sport of boxing. You know, so you know, you're right, and we have to guide it in that direction because we know the direction that it's been has not been, you know, to the old school standards and liking. It's actually been getting away from us and becoming pretty how do you say, a me sport instead of a we or a team, you know. So thank you, chap. I mean, I love everything you're saying, and I definitely would love to team up with you and bring Brewster's here too to our gym and make that a beautiful legacy.
And that's what we try to do, is let everybody know the Brewster's Place is the umbrella of the boxing gym outside of the boxing gym. We're one big family, man. We're all different walks of life. We all come together for the same denominator, man. And I think it's just important that boxers of all people, especially in America, where we don't really have a lot of leaders to look up to. Who better to look up to than world champions or local world, continental champs, state champs, man. Anybody who's ever won a title, who knows what it's like to get their hands raised before a couple of hundred or a couple of thousand or a couple of million people trying to give advice on life. Because the thing about this, the thing that's so unique about this system is a system that I came up with. Whereas we're teaching every punch that a boxer throws, we're teaching what it means to life. And every move that a fighter makes, we're teaching what it means to life. Because the jab to a boxer represents opportunity. The jab in life represents opportunity. So all we're doing is breaking these affirmations down, because the thing is, school prepares you to have the education for a trade or for being a doctor or whatnot, right? But the only way to be successful at anything is to know how to fight. Life is a fight. And so life starts, as we know, boxing is 90% mental. The fight is won in the mind. It's not won in the body. It's won in the mind. I beat a lot of people that had bigger muscles than me, but they didn't have this. So what we're going to do is we're going to show them how to use this by teaching them this, how to see life as a fight. So when you're going through life and you see an obstacle coming at you, you can deal with it from the standpoint of, you know, what punch that is that you need to throw mentally in order to win. Or when somebody comes at you a certain way, like hooks, the way they come at us, we know it don't come at us straight. We know sometimes we got to catch it. Sometimes we got to roll under it. Sometimes we got to roll with it. But what we're trying to do is help them to be able to identify with the problems in life as we do with the punch. Just like with our stance. Our stance is based upon your mindset. Now your stance, if you're a timid dude, you're going to stand back here. That's the way you're going to stand. But if you're an aggressive person, you're going to stand this way. So all we're basically doing is teaching the mindset of boxing. And what we're asking is that everybody that's part of Brewster's Place follow this. So what happens is when the champions, when they sign up to be a part of Brewster's Place, and there's no contract, none of that, and they get paid $30 an hour starting out. And all we're doing is that we have a referee. The referee is asking a series of questions based upon the affirmation that you will be teaching. And so they're going to go through 12 rounds of learning about life they're going to be teaching 12 rounds of life as they understand it to these young men, these young women. So when they get out here in life and they confront it with these problems, they don't have to deal with it through fear. They can deal with it through the mindset of a champion.
Wow, Coach Dave, I think that's an open invitation to start Brewster's Place at House of Pain.
Bravo, absolutely.
Oh, bravo, and, beautiful.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, our motto is here too is, the pain that we go through here in the gym that we teach you and is you'll be able to handle any type of pain when you step outside of our gym into life. So we're on the same track along with you. Of course, you're a lot more advanced, and I love the way you're laying it down with the 12 step, which is a 12 round deal. Love to learn it, love to implement it, love to be a part of it. And congratulations to you, man. That is a beautiful thing. And we need more and more like you.
Listen, congratulations to you, because we one family, man. This ain't about me. This is about us. Yeah. What I have is for us. God told me I could build it, but he said I couldn't sell it. He said I couldn't navigate it. So I'm passing it to you. I'm asking you to sell it. I'm asking you to navigate it, because we a family, baby. We've always been a family, and we're going to show the world how boxers stick together.
Hey, champ, give us your website. You have a website. What is it? www what?
Okay, it's www.brewsters, BREWSTERS.place, PLACE. There's no .com, it's brewsters.place, www.brewsters.place.
Hey, Jaime, if we could put it on our video once we post it on YouTube down below, so our listeners could log into it and volunteer, that'd be awesome. Yeah,
that would be great.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
we're Brewster's Place. We're going to be able to provide jobs for people that want to be referees. I'm starting with people that are within the sport that didn't win world titles but want to make some money. We're starting at $15 an hour, going up to $20 an hour. And I'll basically, as a referee, their job is to do what a referee does. They're going to ask the questions to the champ. They're going to keep the time, and they're going to keep they're going to control the whole fight, if you will, because we want to make sure that the champ stays on par. We want to make sure the participant online stays on par. And this is done online, it's done in person. We're going to be submitting to all of the Board of Educations around the United States and around the world. We got champions on the other side of the pond that want to be a part of this program, because this is a program that's going to finally be able to make money for all retired champions and for all people that's in the sport of boxing that want to help give back in terms of being referees and things like that, and being part of the Brewster's Place staff. Because what we're going to do is we're going to start a year-round, nationwide a lawn care landscaping service. We're going to be able to provide jobs through real estate in terms of being doing working under the contractors. We're going to be able to help people to get record deals in terms of mixing and mastering their songs and putting them with music engineers and directors, so that they can get letters or certificates of completion and getting their songs done once they complete. Like, they're going to go through the Brewster's Place course, and then they'll be sent off, like given that option to go and work in a music studio if they're a rapper, if you will, and if they want to have a song mixed and mastered, then they have to take the course that the engineer that we'll assign them to in that city. And then that engineer at the end, after they've learned how to work the levels and mix and master the songs, then they'll get that free song that they want to have done, and they can put it out any way that they want. And we're going to have also in every city, every champ is going to have his own online radio station, and we're all going to link all the radio stations and only play the music of all genres. But the music that we play are only going to be of local people within that city. So every champion is going to be able to connect to every artist around the whole entire world where there's another champion in that city. Because again, we one family, man. And it ain't no egos. I tell all the champs, leave your ego at home. You know what I mean? And like I tell them, it ain't no contract. All I'm asking people to do, I'm asking the champs, I say, listen, man, you join this family, you have a responsibility. Your responsibility is these young people that you're going to be mentoring in schools, in jails and juveniles, you have to carry yourself like the champ. You know what I mean? We got to hold each other accountable. But that's it, man.
That's awesome, champ. Talking about champs, give us your prediction on the Manny Pacquiao and Spence fight. What's your prediction on that one?
Well, I'm going to go with the young buck, man.
Okay.
Only because I don't believe Pacquiao's the Pacquiao that we used to know him as. Like we go back 5-10 years, I'd say, well, you know, it's going to be a real. But I truly believe because Spence is a big dude compared to Pacquiao, man. And Pacquiao's older, and you don't know when that old age might show up, especially at that age. I mean, me and Pacquiao, we used to train at Freddie Roach gym together back in the early 90s, man.
I remember that, yes.
He trained from 10 to 12, and me and James Toney, Jeremy Williams, we trained from 12 to 2 for years. So that dude ain't no fresh chicken, man. And I'm not saying that he can't be competitive. I'm not even saying that he can't win. But I have a saying that I've always said from day one, out with the old and with the new. Let these young bloods get in here. You made your money. You made your mark. You're a legend. But let these young bucks get in here and make some money, and let them be somebody to look up to for the next generation. You know, my Pacquiao, God bless him, he's done everything he could do in this sport. He's going to always be held in a high regard. But we got to let these young dudes get in here, man.
Champ, who's your top 5 pound for pound?
Right now?
Right now.
Just off the top of my head, man, I just said Tank Davis, man. He's a very explosive. Like he got that Mike Tyson element. Like something about him is just kind of exciting. Like, you know, he'll pull out something. He'll do something in a minute. Just like I'm kind of impressed with that dude, man. It's a ton of great fighters out here. But when you asked that question, the first one that just popped in my head was Tank.
Who's your number 2?
Gosh,
Canelo, Crawford, Spence, Mikey. Who?
So I've been on Canelo before anybody. I ain't gonna say anybody, but I'm gonna say before 90% of the world knew who Canelo was. I knew who he was before he even made a name in America, and I've been a fan of that dude. Like he was the next coming of my all-time idol, which is Julio Cesar Chavez.
Yes.
And so I believe he got the torch, you know, like as a professional, I never had one fight in my whole professional career without watching Julio Cesar Chavez. Like he was my idol, you hear me? And so my goal was to be like him in terms of going to the body and that pressure and whatnot. So a guy like Canelo to come along, he still got a way to go, man, because he ain't fought the competition. I felt that Chavez fought, but I think he's a great fighter, and I think he's definitely the successor of him. But I just, you know, I think he got his hands full. He's in a stacked division, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you know what? He's going to be hopefully unifying at 168 on September the 18th against Caleb. It's still up in the air, but I think they're going to make it work.
I think they're going to make it work. Fight, man.
Me too.
That's
it's going to be a good fight,
dude.
Yeah. Definitely. Go ahead, Dave. You have a question? I'm in.
Well, you know, I mean, if we're going to talk about, you know, pound for pounds and stuff like that, you know, I can appreciate your stats on Tank coming up. I think Tank's still a little young. My pound for pound has been probably for the last 5 years, it has been Crawford. Crawford's my man. Crawford, this guy, man, I'm telling you what, we haven't seen the best of this guy yet. I mean, there's
I just
nobody
haven't seen enough of him.
That's the problem.
I'm ashamed of myself because I love this sport like an algorithm, but I just have not. I just haven't seen Crawford in the type of fight where I felt like that it defines who he is. You know what I mean? I think he's a throwback fighter, but how great he is, I can't really say yet, man. I like that one kid also that is with Golden Boy, man, the little pretty boy.
Virgil Ortiz. You're talking about Virgil Ortiz from Golden Boy. He's undefeated right now, 17, and he's fighting on the 14th against the gentleman that fought against Crawford. And they said it was a knockdown.
I think he's talking about Ryan Garcia.
Oh, Ryan Garcia.
Ryan
okay.
Garcia.
Yeah. What do you think about him?
Was he with Golden Boy or is he with Top Rank?
He's the Golden Boy.
Yeah, man. I like that kid, man. I like him. I like him a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, Champ. Yeah, you know, Champ. There's another good fighter out of Golden Boy that I foresee him in the near future, maybe being a pound for pound. His name is Virgil Ortiz. This kid is 17-0, 17 knockouts, and he's fought some really good fighters. I mean, they didn't pick his fighters. And
I just watched him today. I just looked at him today. My friend, he just showed me some videos of him today, and I've never seen him fight. But man, that dude looked like he got sledgehammers in his fist.
Well, he's fighting that Russian that Crawford fought, and that, remember, like in the 4th round, he knocked him down, and then they said it was a fall. But he's fighting him on the 14th. That's going to on the zone. So make sure you watch that. Virgil Ortiz, he's the future, definitely the future.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, gentlemen, I don't want to kind of cut this. Man, I hope we can keep on going, but we got about a couple more minutes.
Okay.
So we can keep it under an hour and we can dice this thing. But I tell you what, champ, I just want to close by telling you this. This is not the last. This is the beginning of a long relationship with you, man. Because I'm not gonna lie. Out of anybody we've had on this show, man, you got me on my heels like I was in church, brother.
Praise it.
You have some electricity going through your body, man. And I love it, man. You sound like a preacher. You're the preacher of boxing.
Yeah.
Hey, man. You know, I was at Muhammad Ali's funeral when he died, and so at his funeral they said the thing that made him great wasn't everything that he did in the ring, but what he stood for outside the ring. And so I started thinking, man, every time I go around, I see all these retired fighters, especially out in California and New York. I said, well, hold on, man. How come nobody's done anything to keep these champions in the light that they work so hard for, man? No champion ever wants to be forgotten. And then you got a lot of trainers out here that ain't getting their just due, man. My trainer was Bill Slayton, who trained Ken Norton. Ken Norton was his first heavyweight champ. I was his last heavyweight champ. As a matter of fact, I'm in the Guinness Book of Records for the fastest knockout in the heavyweight championship title fight, 53 seconds to the first round over Andrew Galata. But my trainer don't get that. You know, so the thing of it is that, man, I'm saying, listen, as I said to you earlier, all these champs I spoke to, I said, man, leave your ego and let's join hands. You put your fans with my fans with his fans, my fans with her hands, for her fans. Man, just think about how many people around the world we don't need managers. We don't need promoters. All we need is each other. Matter of fact, our hashtag is we all we got.
Hey, Champ, these gentlemen, they know that I never make a promise. I never make promises, but I'll make you a promise. This is the first time I make a promise. They know that. I never make promises. Before the end of the year, all three of us, and we're going to get Mike, we're going to do a live show at your place, at Brewster's place. I'll make you that promise. If I have to pay for it myself, I don't care, but I make you that promise. We all need to spend a weekend with you. We need to be soaked through the power of Jesus Christ, and we need to come out of there becoming basically mentors, many future world champions. Please stay on the line after, because I want to get your phone number. We all want to get your phone number. And Champ, like I said, I never make a promise, but that promise I will keep. We will be at your place. God bless you. Coach,
thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you, fellas.
What a pleasure and an honor it is to share this format with you, Champ. You know, I followed your career. I've watched you fight. You know, and for, like you said, what all he did was outside of the ring. So God bless you. You know, that really touches my heart, and it tells me that I am on the right path myself for what we're doing here in our gym with our youth. And even with our adults, we're mentoring them all. And, you know, so I want to be a total big part of what you've got going on with our team here, man. We have a beautiful team here. And I look forward to being able to meet you and share some and fellowship with you and share some really good time with you.
Yeah. All praises, brother. And just so you know, man, everybody all the champs that are part of Brewster's Place, what we're going to do is we're going to support each and every chapter that's part of Brewster's Place. We want all nonprofit organizations to be underneath this one umbrella, because if all of us world champions bring our friends and family and business people together and give some support to all these gyms and all these trainers and everybody that's out here trying to make it, but just think about how much more successful these kids will want to be, you know what I mean? Knowing that you got the support of all these champions, man.
Yeah.
It's all yours, Jaime.
Wow.
Champ, I'm excited, man. I just don't know where to begin, but I just can't wait to get started. You opened up my eyes and gave me some, man, you got my mind racing 100 miles per hour, but I'm excited to tell you that it was an honor today to have you on the show on the behalf of Rolling with the Punches. I know the two Daves feel the same, and Mighty Mike, man, you missed a great show. But
hey, what
I want to ask you, champ.
Yes, sir.
As you bring on the different champions or the champions that you have now, we would love to have them on the show as you're bringing them on. Like, hey, this is the new one, the new champion on the Brewsters. Boom,
I got a better one. I got a better one for you.
Okay.
Now, this first time ever saying this out loud, period, to anybody. So what I want to do, I want to host like a Jerry Lewis telethon with every 30 minutes, one world champion from around the world coming on for 30 minutes, talking about his career, talking about Brewster's Place, asking people to donate, because what we're going to be doing, we're going to be giving kids the chance to be mentored by 12 world champions through Zoom for free. And so who do you know on this earth can say I was mentored by 12 world champions? But we know this costs money. We have to pay the champs. We have to pay the referees. So what I want to do, and I'm asking you guys to help me to host this. I'm saying this, I'm putting this out there. If you guys help me to do a telethon where every 30 minutes we bring on one champ and he'll just keep it going, and then we'll bring on another champ and another for 24 hours. It's never been done in a sport, period. We're asking people to call people to donate whatever you can, because all this is going to go to this is going to go to all the young kids, all the young men that are out there in this world that need to be taught about how to see life, to understand that life is a fight. It don't matter how much education you got if you don't know how to fight with what you got.
You are 100% right.
We're in, right, guys? We're in 100%.
We're in.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna hold y'all to it. Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys host it. Y'all gonna be the host of it.
Definitely.
All right.
All right, Jaime, I'm gonna go ahead and go stop live, and then give me a quick second, and then we will stop recording.
Yeah.